Hi, everybody. So, with these energies, it's totally revealing where that relationship, that love, that sacredness, that connection with one another within ourselves. So, that would be speaking of like the unity consciousness, how we're all interconnected, and we're ultimately simply God experiencing Him, herself, in these separate appearing guises that are these meat suits that we're running around in, or as the trees, or as the sky, or as the planet and stars, or all of the above, whatever. And it's been extremely beneficial to have been paying attention to how I'm feeling and how everything that happens in flow brings up precisely what needs loving. Love is the solution. It's really that simple. I mean, I really feel like it's a reminder that we all really just need to take to heart at this next level and recognize that all the crap that we've had hurled at us throughout many lifetimes, whether we're consciously aware that those lifetimes happen, or even in this lifetime, where there's a possibility of things happening that traumatizes to the point where there's like a blocked out memory or whatever. And as we are focusing more on love and allowing the love to simply flow through everything and connect us with the solutions, because love is the solution and the answer, all of that, it becomes so much simpler to see where, although maybe we haven't had the skills or been taught or shown through example, or had in our developmental years, and even after that, so playing with the dysfunction as for me personally, growing up in a semi-dysfunctional family, and all of that, and then having to undo those patterns to come together in unity. It's like all of this it's like it's starting to coalesce into this new pattern that the consciousness grids are no longer capable of supporting. So we, as basically the nervous system, the brain cells of the planet, through this transition, we're beginning to act and operate in ways that are more in line with how our pure soul energies function. And we remember our connections with one another, as well as all the different kingdoms that also reside on this planet that humans have not been so kind to, or have literally just taken advantage of, betrayed, all of that. It's like all of that is up for healing. All of that fear generated about what the humans might do to an animal, or what the animals might do to us as humans, that's beginning to dissipate in mass. And we are beginning to see the point where all of the deep work, all of that deep self-love that we've been walking our talk over the years, in actually implementing within our inner spaces, our inner sanctum, coming to fruition. And we're also seeing where all of the labels that humans hurl at other humans, or I'm just loving these memes that are coming out about the people who have a tendency to get triggered over small things that don't quite fit in with the preset narratives or whatever they've been indoctrinated into. So it's like a non-playable character. So like in video game terms, that's like a character that you can go up and interact with, but you can't actually play as that character. So it could be like, you go into a village and there's like the village people walking around, and you can talk to them. They might even give you clues and hints, but you can't actually play as those characters. And so these memes have been like awesome in pointing out that all of the programming, the lies that we've been told over and over again for generations is beginning to break down to the point where it's like we become so aware of those are just spouting off some narrative, some line that they've been indoctrinated into, and it gives us a chance to not only acknowledge the fact that we've done the work necessary to break free of that programming. It also helps us step into deeper compassion, as those people are also at some point very quickly going to realize that, oh my gosh, this isn't true, or this isn't feeling right, or they're otherwise just tapping into their hearts, into their soul energies, and they're gonna want some help in unraveling all this stuff running around their heads and their hearts that have been like corrupted in that way. And this is like what we as forerunners or matrix code breakers or whatever it is that you feel that you're here doing at these times, that is assisting in the mass awakening, the mass migration of controlled programming to what it actually means to be a divine being, having a physical experience as humans, or as an animal, or as a plant, or as a dragon, or as a fairy, or as an elf, or whatever. And begin to own that love, that pure, sacred, innocent parts within themselves that are simply wanting to express and expand how they can play without having all this control crap blocking or otherwise diverting attention from just being purely innocent as the sacred children that we are. I think that also the trigger points, so this is like a good thing, like the trigger points that catalyze us into the awareness of where we can open up to more love within ourselves and connect with other beings on the same wavelength, is taking a major step forward. And I know personally I had a very unique experience with this over the night. So there was someone on my Facebook I was having, like, it was just a very short interaction, yet that whole night after that, it was like I could feel his energy through his soul, so I knew this was coming from a pure place, as well as my energy coming from my soul, so me coming from purity, interacting with one another and helping us in some way, unblocking whatever it is that we have either imposed upon ourselves, or whatever it is that the Matrix has imposed upon us powerful, gifted, talented beings who simply want to be loved and want to have that intimate connection with, in my case, another man, or wanting to share our gifts, our purpose with the world. And it's like a major gateway portal to the realization of having that experience. So it's like it's already inside of us, and now whatever it is within us that chooses to manifest the experience of sharing one's gifts with the world, all of all the talent, all the wisdom, all the experience, all the power, all the love, all the gratitude, all the nurturance and growth that all go hand in hand to fulfilling one's life purpose, one's mission for being here, whatever term works for you. So in these moments, I feel as though each of us are being challenged. So the question, the statement coming from the divine on this is, how can we each in our day-to-day lives, moment to moment, incorporate more of our higher self, our light body expressing itself through our physical body into our day-to-day dilemmas or conundrums or whatever it is that shows up, to help us become more integrated and whole and aware of the greater parts of our being, as well as how our greater parts are actually all interconnected and supporting and loving one another, so that there is that the harmony, divine harmony, reinstated at the physical level, because that's where the consciousness grids are actually supporting the growth at this point. There's no point in going to the past for any reason whatsoever unless it becomes relevant through internal promptings to take a look at it. And what is relevant is simply being comfortable and getting used to things being graceful and easy, for gratitude and support to come in, for self-love to manifest. And I love that this little heart ring is the the finger that's chosen to talk about the love, because this love is what creates it. It's what permeates everything. This is like the intelligence of the universe that comes in and nurtures and supports our growth, our happiness, our well-being, as well as our dreams. Our dreams are so beautiful and so sacred, and it's becoming that time as we are walking more and more that path of love and acting from that space more and more until it becomes an absolute. And that's well in flow anyway, so it's like there's not really a lot that we really consciously have to do to attain operating wholly from and holy, so WHOLLY and HOLY, as the loving beings we truly are, as well as activating our internal technology. So it's like, we have the internet, we have all these social media outlets, all that, and it's like, that's great training wheels, because that's essentially what all that stuff that amounts to in terms of what we possess within ourselves. So I'm talking like telepathy, I'm talking like the ability to physically manifest our bodies wherever it is that we're guided to go, wherever it is that we want to go, and so much more than what I've stated here, in terms of connecting with one another and sharing our gifts as a contribution, as a community or as a tribe or as a family, or all of the above, and other ways that the internet has shown us how we can, no matter where we are on this world, can connect with one another in love and peace and joy and abundance and happiness, as we reunite as one human family. And as a united human family, we can then connect with all the other kingdoms and realms that exist on this world and begin to see wonders once again, that as amazing as what we do have access to is, this is just like, the icing on that cake, except for the icing on this is just like a whole nother strata of experiences that we are, as we are returning to a unified operational status, get to enjoy with all of our brothers and sisters who aren't in a human meat suit. Yeah, that's the last bit for this video is about all the crap that's been hurled at us that is kind of just stuck in our energy field, or maybe we have agreed to transmute these energies for our ancestors. So this is ancestral clearing as well. So clearing the DNA and re-establishing the divine pure connections that our DNA truly has. So activating all that so-called junk DNA so that we're fully operational as our source, as our creator, as God, goddess, as whatever term works for you, intended for us to operate as when our souls were created by God Almighty. And so, a few examples that came up for me today was, the concept that, I'm a fraud because of whatever reason, or that I'm a burden on other people because of whatever reason, or I'm not worthy of receiving love or gifts or affection or love, or, well, I said that twice, but that's a pretty big one for me, as it would seem. Or stable connections with those around me, or with those that I would desire to connect with. And otherwise, the relationships that make life happy and fulfilling, abundant, nurturing, and this is so beautiful, because it's just as I'm talking about this, I'm just feeling all this reconnecting within my subconscious space through my heart. And there is one more word that goes along with what I'm saying here. And the remembrance that our creator, our source, whatever you want to call him, her, us, loves us so much and has made promises to us before any of this venture into duality, into experiencing separation was ever implemented. Promises that we would be able to go back home when it is our time. And I don't mean like a physical death or anything, just that reunion with our creator. I'm speaking from a soul level, not the DNA fuckery that altered these meat suits. I hope you all have a wonderful night. If this recording has helped you out in some way, please feel free to send me a donation. It really helps me to continue my work and continue my travels and go where I'm destined to go. Have a wonderful night. I love you and thank you so much. We'll talk again soon.